Hello. My name is Islin. I am majoring in biological sciences with a double major in psychology. Okay, so for biological sciences, we'll mostly learn molecular biology. So for this semester, I am learning genetics and cell biology, biostatistics, and then for psychology, I choose to take up the course developmental psychology instead of social psychology. Yeah, and also statistics. Yeah. Yeah, it was my first choice entering into NTU. Yeah. Yeah, I had NUS was my first choice, but then NUS gave me my third choice, which I wasn't really fond of, so I decided to go with NTU instead. Hmm. I used to okay for now I like to watch The Office, the TV series, because it's very funny. But now don't really have time because of commitments and studies. Because semester two. But last time when I had time in JC, I like to go rock climbing with my friends. Yeah, even out of training sessions. Yeah. Hmm. Not really. Just rock climbing. Okay. Yeah. So this year's OE we are called Sangkom Abadi, and Abadi in Malay is everlasting, and Sangkom means hope in the Khmer language, is the Cambodian language. So it translates to everlasting hope. And I'm in the programs department where we plan the bulk of the education and the construction there. So we are planning to teach them English, Math, Science, and mostly we are teaching grade 1 to 6 for the first part of the trip, and then after that is younger kids for the second part of the trip. Yeah, because in the Malay Cultural Society Perbayu, right? OE was the only one which was humanitarian, which was helping the kids. And I know I was going to be heavily involved since it's an overseas expedition, but then I wanted to try something new because last semester I was quite bored with just studying. Yeah. So I hope to be more grateful with what I have and open my mind to more opportunities. And because for me I'm not the kind that will take risk, so I'm hoping that with this OE I will take more risk during the trip and even after that also. Yeah. um yeah, we have mostly the bulk is proposal, but I don't mind because ever since in secondary school I enjoyed doing this admin proposal work and planning, because I don't really like not knowing what the program is, so I rather be in control of the program and know and like give my macam like my 2 cents worth of what I want the program to be like and how I think it should be, because I feel like if I wasn't in the programs team then I may not like what I'm doing. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, more of knowing what I have to do and in control of what I can do and whether it is beneficial for the kids or not. Yeah. Yeah, it's to educate the kids and to, because even though we have how to say like less advantaged people in Singapore, it's not as bad as the other countries, like for example in Cambodia, because it's still in Singapore we are still quite sheltered and pampered, because for our pre-trip we have to also volunteer in in an organization like Muhammadiyah or Darul Ihsan, that kind of organizations with kids. But then we realized that even the kids there, even the people we talk to there, like the staff there, are aware that the people in Singapore um are not as disadvantaged as those in Cambodia, and they are given food, they have proper education and proper clothing, and also um in Singapore I won't say that disadvantage are as bad as those abroad. So I want to go there and actually experience it firsthand. Yeah. Yeah. Mm. Yeah. Mm, I think if I'm going with at least someone I'm comfortable with, then I don't mind because I'm more of a people person and I need someone to lean on. And I'm not the kind that will go on solo trips that like will actually come out of my comfort zone and do all these things on my own because I want someone to be dependent on, someone I can share with if I'm on the trip. And if I'm going on this big kind of all the way to Africa, then if it's with people that are comfortable with, like family, I don't mind going. But if it's like new people that I don't haven't met before, then I'm not comfortable in going. Yeah. I think is yeah, personally to me I think it's maybe just the development, like if even if you don't have these basic things, I guess you need to have a positive thinking and the government needs to learn how to adapt to the changing climate of the world and actually continue developing instead of just staying stagnant as a third world country. Yeah. Yeah. Mm. Mm, I'm cause now I am staying in hall, so I rarely have the chance to interact with my neighbors or anything. And my house is at the area where it's like one corridor only has two units, so I only have one other neighbor, and I'm not mostly at home. Even when I'm not in hall, also I'm not at home. Like in secondary school or JC, I'm rarely at home. I'll always be in school, so I rarely have the chance to interact with them. So I would say that I don't really help because yeah, I can't really help also at the same time. Yeah. Yeah, I have one other sister who is 29 now, so it's a big age gap of 9 years. Yeah. No, she's not married. But she's working. Yeah. Yeah, she stays with my parents. She also not really close to the neighbors cause she's like me, she can be she's sociable if you want to, but if the other, like, cause my neighbors are not the kind that will be sociable also, like just the one other neighbor. So if they are not sociable, so I won't really go off my way to like, oh hi, how's your day, that kind. So it kind of like mine is like bounce off kind of social. Yeah. Friendly. Oh no, cause the one other unit that is along the corridor as me is we have they keep changing. So this is throughout my whole 19 years is they are the third neighbor to live there already. So before that was another family also, but we weren't really close cause they stayed there and then they moved out again because we had leave renovation work and they had a baby, so they didn't want to stay there for long. But before that we were very close to this other family because they always, when they cook right, then they will give us some leftovers, or yeah. And then they also, because their families also always come over, so whenever their families come, then we also know their families, and they are very friendly people. So yeah, we are very close to that neighbor because um I was in the same school as that neighbor also. And she will, whenever, cause I both my parents work and they have grandparents in that house, so whenever after school I will actually go over to their house and like do my work, or they will take care of me and feed me. Yeah, so that's like the nicest memory I have. Yeah. Yeah, my parents are still in touch because they also still I stay in Tampines, and they also still stay in Tampines. So whenever they have weddings or any big gatherings, they will invite my parents, and yeah, Hari Raya also they will invite my parents. Yeah. Yeah. Mm. Uh Yeah, I think I'll continue being the bouncer also because I'm scared whenever I become too friendly, I'm scared that they will be like I'll be too intrusive into their life or because even personally for myself, if I'm not in the friendly mode, I don't want anyone to be like, oh hi, how's your day? I want people to give me my space. Yeah. So maybe like there are certain people that are like that and I respect that lah. Mm. Mm. I think because they are the ones that will be there when you're not around at home and your home is where you always go to and without them I feel you won't have anyone to rely on if there's a real emergency like for example if you're overseas or something and you need to water your plants or you left something behind or you just suspect something wrong with then you can always count on your neighbors ah. Yeah. 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 Cause I think it's good that the government has put in the the racial quota. Only certain race can up to a maximum quota, and there are also a lot of events that the GRC will organize. I think it's the GRC. I'm not so sure, but at the CC they will organize like oh if there's Chinese New Year coming around, then they will oh Chinese New Year gathering or Hari Raya gathering or Deepavali gathering. So it's like this kind of small, not say small, but smaller scale events for the neighborhood that can bring people together. Like and my father is also like an RC member. Yeah, so he is also in charge of like organizing these things and he pulls us along sometimes. So from that also he can meet like people living around us and we can meet our neighbors even though it might not be direct but at least it's within the same area. Yeah. Maybe by going to the events then maybe pulling if I don't know, maybe pulling my friends along also. Yeah, cause I do have friends who stay in the same area. Yeah, and actually, and not just go, but actually interact with the people there. Because even though if you go, so then if you don't interact, then it's a bit pointless. So actually, just go and interact. And when you see the same few faces in the at the kappa or at the void deck or wherever, then just say hi. Yeah, that kind of thing. Yeah, language barrier. Language barrier. Not really because only with the older people, but my HDB don't really have that many old people lah. And yeah, and most of them can speak English, even if it's the most basic English. So at least can still understand each other and stuff. And even though they cannot speak English, then they can actually speak Malay. So it's like no. So either way, also still can communicate. Yeah, even though they are not Malay, they can still understand a bit of Malay. Yeah. How many months? This sem and last semester. Yeah, because I'm in year one. So yeah, so yeah, ever since the start of me entering uni, I've been staying in hall. But then last semester I stayed in hall 12 alone, like in a single room. Because I wasn't sure of how I would how I would like it if I had a roommate because all along I have been living on my own. Then I stayed in hall 12 and I didn't really like it because it didn't have any lift. So yeah, so I stay on the seventh floor. But then the first floor of like my where my staircase starts is at the fourth floor. But it's because it's upslope to my hall. So I didn't like that. And there was only one laundry room at the fourth floor. So I have to go all the way down, go all the way up. So it was quite tiring. And I didn't like living on my own. Yeah, and the hotel was very open. Like there wasn't any gender segregation. So like the boys can have access to the female block and the female block has access to the male block and even so right it's like a U shape and girls can see the boys room and the boys can see the girls room so it's like a bit of I didn't really like that. It was so awkward. So I decided to go for Tamarind, which is like more like closed up, and one level is one gender, that kind. Yeah. Yeah, I have a roommate now. Yeah, actually it's like more fun with a roommate around, because when I go home after school, then I can talk to her about things. Then I can tell her my OE stuff also. Then she tell me what she did also during the day. So it's like going home to a family, even though it's only one person. Yeah. Uh, Not really, but when we pass by our neighbors, then we'll actually like smile. Yeah. Because our neighbors also, we don't know who are our next door neighbors, because we don't see them often, because there's so many people on the floor. So we don't know who they are lah, but we just smile to everyone who's on the same floor. Yeah. Uh, as in, don't have any worries about living alone or with with a. Yeah, I was scared that maybe she'll be the messy one, or maybe she wants things a certain way and then I didn't want it. Maybe she wants the room a different smell. I didn't like it, because like a hall is supposed, yeah, your room is where you're supposed to be comfortable in, and not if I have to accommodate to her, then it's a bit uncomfortable for me. So, but in the end, both of us are actually like-minded, and we know each other before that also. So it wasn't really awkward or anything. Yeah, it's more fun. Yeah, yeah. Okay, not didn't like but there was this my friend. She knows her roommate also. Like they are friends also. But then, um, like she likes the roommate. But there's one thing her roommate does that she gets so annoyed. It's like cause they have a mini fridge. Then after that, her roommate keep fish balls inside, and fish balls can't last long in a mini fridge, and it didn't. Of course, it didn't smell good lah for so long, and she kept telling her roommate can like clean the fridge, but and her roommate was like, yeah, I clean already, but actually the smell is still there, so it's a bit disgusting. I Yeah, I don't know whether she actually cooks inside hall also. Yeah, yeah. Yeah, they are friends even before also. Uh, like in general or uh okay, let me think. I think if I don't know, if she chose to like have a lot of furry animals, because it's like collect dust and it doesn't really, and our hall is not even that big also, and if she I don't know put something very big where obstructs my movement, I'll be like, okay, I need more space, get out, that kind. Yeah, but so far I'm the one that's the messier one, so yeah. Oh no, because we each have our own dustbin and each have our own laundry bag, so it's like we do what we have, what is our own yeah. Oh, I don't mind cleaning the room on my own. It's like whenever I mean it's not until to the extent that I clean the window, because I mean it doesn't like I cannot see it, so it's okay. Right. So it's mostly the floor, because we have a lot of hair, then we like keep our hair keep dropping. So I will just like whenever I there's a lot of hair there, I'll just like wipe it out, which I don't mind because it's also a good habit to pick up. Yeah. 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 Yeah, she's neater than me, so yeah, she's neater than me. Okay.